Hey, man! What's happening? Marvel Legends Epic Heroes, X-Mutants, Mystique. Huh? She comes with all the same weapons except for one gun that Punisher comes with. And it looks like the base also. Sniper rifle's the same, except it ain't white. Here's the back. Let's check out the cover art. Pretty good, huh? Man, yeah, I'm telling you, I just prefer this art over Ed McGuinness. Really awesome. With the power to fool your mind and the skills to break your body, these X-Mutants are ready to take on any opponent. U.S. Agent, Marvel's Knights, Iron Man, Doctor Doom, Deadpool, and X-Mutants. Alright, man. Here's the cover art. Let's get into it. Enough of this. Bam! Build a base. You know what to do with these guys already. What the hell is this? Alright, I don't think we looked back here before. Made in China. We know that. Everything's made in China. Marvel and subs. Somebody was saying that was part of a different toy line, I guess. Here's the Uzi. Okay, I prefer black. I don't like this bland gray. Just has a plastic feel to it and a plastic color. I'd prefer to have weapons black instead of this gray, or if they're going to do it two-tone with gray and black. Here is, I believe it's the Ruger. Megatron! Kind of Megatron. It's like a long version of Megatron. I don't know. Here's the other gun. Same gun as Punisher. Flip it. Huh? Good little details on there. And voila! I prefer this one so much more over the Punisher one because the Punisher one's white. This one just looks a little more natural. Looks like a real sniper rifle. Alright, let's get into Mystique. Here she is. Top to bottom, bottom to top. This is the same mold that came in the 2-pack Winter Soldier and Black Widow with a repaint. And that head sculpt is Madam Hydra. You guys will recognize it right off the bat. Here's her backside. The hair, you can't really tell, but the hair actually has some dark wash in it. Here's the body, top to bottom. I don't want to spend too much time on it. You guys already know this mold, know the figure. Now, how do I feel about this head sculpt being reused? I actually prefer it. She actually looks better as Mystique than she did as Madam Hydra. And they got the makeup right, you know what I mean? It's the mascara, the eyes, the lips, the eyebrows. I don't mind the painted tattoo on her forehead. A lot of people have preferred that sculpted on, but kind of looks like a tattoo. Pretty cool. Not too bad. I love this mold. I do. The sculpt, not the articulation. I love the sculpt. So the articulation and just this figure has just tons of flaws, man. And we'll get into that. I mean, like I said, I like the sculpt, but the articulation is just man. They need to do something about this, really. Anyways, put the gun in the holster. Let's go ahead and start working on articulation. The head does pop off. It's on a ball. Wish that was on a disc joint. Just would work a lot better. That head just moves left to right, doesn't do anything. Here's the torso that's a problem. Just goes left to right. I don't mind that ball joint or this single joint elbow because it bends pretty well. Here's the wrist on a disc also, and a peg. Now these hands, what's cool about them is they pop right off. These are those infamous Phantom X gun grip hands that kind of hold the guns funky, so kind of hold them at an angle, but they pop right off if you want to add a different type of gun. I wish the wrist would have had like something separating the glove from her hand, you know, kind of like a little, I don't know, I guess the end of the glove. Now we're on a wide joint, right? Here's the thigh swivel, double jointed knees. Here's the foot peg, right? Goes down, goes up. No ankle rocker, which is a problem, right? Okay, man. Well, let's get into how she holds the guns, because she came with a lot of guns. This gun here goes in her hand at a weird angle. Same thing that we showed you with on the Madam Hydra, Madam Mask. They hold them at a weird angle, and you kind of gotta twist the wrist a bit to make it look like it's straight. I mean, you really have to play around with it to make it look like a natural hand holding a gun. I think they should just get rid of these hands completely. They do us nothing. They don't hold shit, man. Once again, here's the Uzi, right? Uzi, whatever it is. You can see I already struggled just putting it in her hand. It takes a while, and then once it's in there, you know, once again, you got to bend the wrist to have that gun pointed straight. It just won't point. It just doesn't point. It's just an unnatural grip of the gun. It just looks weird, awkward. So that's just a big problem for me, man. I don't like that at all. Anyways, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys got pissed with Phantom X not being able to hold the guns right and having to play with that shit a lot just to get them to hold it straight. The other hand's the same. This gun, however, doesn't look as bad. Doesn't look as bad because because it has the back part of the gun, so it kind of hides the fact that you're bending the wrist a little bit. Doesn't look as bad. And then you can also use the second grip handle on the end of the gun to, you know, just get different poses out of it. Just a lot of struggling for her to hold a gun, man. I had to edit that whole section out because it took a while for me to put the gun in her hand. And here is the sniper rifle. Now, she does hold it, so thank goodness, man, she can hold it. Punisher cannot hold it for anything, but there it is. Goes right in her hand. Her thumb goes in, and her index finger goes into the trigger, so she holds onto it good. Now, the problem I have is trying to get some different poses using a sniper rifle, right? So here's this one, which doesn't look very natural, right? We have to get it closer to her head so her eye can be going through the scope. Just that's how you hold a sniper rifle. I mean, you don't have to be a freaking genius to know how to hold a sniper rifle, but that's definitely not the way you hold it. So let's finagle this around. You can't move her head, right, because it has no articulation. So we have to move the gun around. There we go. That wasn't too. That wasn't too bad. Didn't take too long. Looks a little better, right? That looks a little more natural. Could have her pointing out a window or whatnot. Pretty cool. Alright, now here's where it starts getting bad. So not everybody's going to do that one or two poses. Here's where I have problems. We can't bend her head. Her Y joint thigh doesn't bend up anymore, and she doesn't have any torso flex, so we can't get her to look natural behind the gun, right? There's just no way. You know, and you know what the cool thing about Mystique is? She's a hand-to-hand. She can fight. She's hand-to-hand combat, but she just doesn't have the articulation to back it up with this figure. You know what I mean? So here you go. You kind of have to put her down on her knees just to get her to go down on a down position. God, almost looks playboyish like that, huh? On both knees. But, you know, the most popular position for this gun is laying down. Sniper rifles, that's the most popular position for a sniper rifle, is laying down. Laying on the floor so you're completely steady with the gun. There's a problem. Her head doesn't look up, right? So you try to push that up as much as you can. It just pops right off. Like, are you serious? It just so frustrating, the articulation, man. It's just, what are you going to do? I mean, I give up. I give up, man. Anyways, later.